Psalm 84 is our text, and I think I just want to jump right in because these first few verses are really, really good, and there's a lot that I want to share from them in just the few minutes that we have. So it says, "How amiable are thy tabernacles, O Lord of hosts." Remember, amiable is lovable. How wonderful, how awesome, how lovable are your tabernacles or dwelling places where you dwell, O Lord of hosts. My soul longeth, yea, even fainteth for the courts of the Lord. My heart and my flesh crieth out for the living God. So what is the psalmist getting at? And in a nutshell, I've tried to teach you a little bit about ancient Israel as we've been going through these Psalms, because most of them are written from the context of ancient Israel and their worship of God. Well, the hub of life for ancient Israel was the city of Jerusalem. The city of Jerusalem is set up in the mountains, really on the top of the mounds of several mountains, several hills. Mount Moriah, Mount Zion, Mount of Olives, others. And during the reign of Solomon, God established through Solomon this temple. The tabernacle is a dwelling place. Well, the temple became the dwelling place of God in Jerusalem. And that temple is beautiful to this day. The temple that was rebuilt is just beautiful when you go to that city of Jerusalem. And God did not want the Israelites to live such busy, fast-paced lives of farming and produce. So anyway, Jerusalem, he didn't want them to get caught up in their life pace so much so that they lost the sense of joy in their relationship with him. And so he created space, created margin. One was Sabbath, which was Saturday to them, Sunday for us, but a 24-hour period where they just rested. They just didn't work. It was their way of saying, God, we trust you to provide for us, and we're going to take an entire day and not do any work. It was really a gift from God, a day off. But then 3 times a year, God called the Israelites from all over the nation of Israel to journey from their home to Jerusalem. It was like a national family reunion. And it was something they very much looked forward to, and it really translated to about 9 weeks for the residents of Israel, because they were a week into Jerusalem, walking from their place of life up to a week, and then they were there for a week, and then home a week. So a lot of times it was 9 weeks a year that God said, slow down and come enjoy me, and come enjoy my presence and enjoy my blessings. And they would bring offerings, they'd bring sacrifices. At first it was a sacrificial exercise of atoning for their sins with the lamb, the sacrificial lambs, and the shedding of the blood, which was all pointing to Jesus, obviously. But then it was also free will. After that, it was free will offerings of love to God. They would bring of their abundance, they would bring of their excess and just express love to God. And then they would feast and they would celebrate, and they would enjoy each other and enjoy God. And it was like Thanksgiving, Christmas, Easter, spring break, and family vacation all rolled into these 3 weeks for the nation of Israel. And it was a gift from God for them to enjoy him. And all of it ultimately a pointer to the fact that we're on our own journey to Jerusalem, we're on our own pilgrimage, and we'll end up one day in a new Jerusalem with Jesus reigning and ruling forever and always providing and caring for us. So you could say that Jerusalem was their happy place. Do you have a happy place? I got to tell you that Pensacola has for a long time, or really the Gulf Coast of Florida, for a very long time has been one of my happy places. Dana and I started coming here years ago when we were newlyweds. My family lived down here, and we love these waters, we love these beaches, we love this area, and whenever we really want to refresh, this is one of our favorite places to come. And we have family and friends down here, so that makes it easy, and God is good. And yesterday, God, before camp started, God, without my even anticipating it, God allowed us to spend a great day with friends. We were out on the water some. I probably saw 100 dolphins yesterday. Blue angels started practicing in the middle of all that and were flying by. I did get video, and it was not of my face, by the way. I won't go down that road. If you were in church not long ago with Lance showing that video, I took a video of my face one day, thinking I was taking a video of a blue angel flying by. Anyway, we saw the whole show yesterday, and it wasn't a show. It was them practicing. It was just an amazing day. I told Dana at the end of the day, I feel like God reached out of heaven and gave me a hug today. And that's just how he is, because we've had a pretty arduous 14, 15-week period plus, really ever since the new year. The schedule has really been pretty packed. and the work has been unusual with the COVID virus and things like that. It probably has for you too. I'm not complaining. I'm just acknowledging that that's just kind of been the nature of things. And yesterday was just a real respite for my soul. And that's just how God is. He is really our happy place. And that's kind of what the psalmist is getting at. There's a sense in these first few verses, and really the whole psalm, that this psalmist, for whatever reason, was not able to go to Jerusalem at this time. And he's longing to be there. Jerusalem is his happy place. He longs to be with God. He envies the birds. Look at verse 3. Yea, the sparrow has found a house, the swallow for her nest, where she may lay her young, even thine altars. He's even talking, man, even those birds, those lucky birds that live in the trees in the temple courtyard. Wow, I'd just love to be one of those birds. What he's realizing is that his soul's greatest longings, underneath all the temporal, physical, material desires, underneath all that, the greatest source of all desire is our desire for God. And all the blessings of God in our lives are really just appetizers, just samplings of the goodness of God. So every desire we have was created by God. Every fulfillment of that desire is a gift from God. And ultimately, he is the greatest fulfillment. And that's what the psalmist is realizing, that there's no place better to be than in God's presence. And really, all the longings of my soul and the faintings of my heart are ultimately longings for God, to not just to be with him, but to enjoy him. I know a lot of Christians that don't seem to enjoy God. I know a lot of believers that they're all tied up about politics and economics and stock markets and the problems of the world, and they just don't get to enjoy God. And so one of the things the psalmist is teaching us is that it's okay to long for God, to realize that all of our longings are longings for God, and to enjoy him. To me, there's only one reason to go to Costco, and that is for the samples. And they stopped giving out samples when the COVID thing hit. So, I don't even like to go to Costco anymore. I like to go to Costco personally when I'm hungry. Probably shouldn't, but I like to because I just walk around eating samples while Dana's shopping. And I find all kinds of stuff to buy that I don't really need. But I find out that every one of those samples is fulfilling a little bit of hunger, but not all of it. It's just really just letting me know I'm hungry and just teasing me with just a taste. And all the best things in life, all the best things in this life, number one, they're gifts from God. But you know what else they are? They're just teasers. They're teasers to how really good his heart is, how awesome his heart is. I was out on the water early yesterday morning with a friend, and he said, I don't see any dolphins. And I said, yeah, I don't either. I said, I bet God's saving the dolphins for Dana because Dana really likes to see dolphins. And I'm telling you, not 10 seconds after I said that, I think God laughed at me and said, oh, you want dolphins? I'll show you dolphins. Because all of a sudden, everywhere I looked, there was a dolphin, 50, 60 of them all around us feeding. And they had been underwater when I said that. Just seconds went by, and all of a sudden I'm surrounded by dolphins. It kind of blew my mind at the delight that God had in just materializing dolphins like that fast. And my point of that is, God knows our desires and our hearts. He knows how to delight us like nobody else can. And all the good things that we experience in this life, from relationships to food to sunshine to summer and all those longings are built, they flow out of a deeper longing for God.